What's the hubbub? In this edition, we have some civil debate, all in good fun with Mr. Phenom. I had just been working on my last video, which was over 30 minutes long, covering the Lanterns teaser, political implication of Paramount buyout of WBD, James Gunn, and the DCU long-term outlook, plus thoughts on the fringe cult segment of Snyder Fandom, with writing editorial, timing background video, and gathering news media. Content like that takes a while, so I hadn't got to my rebuttal until now. If you've ever seen Boba Talk's channel, for example, you'll see some of that crisp documentary-level presentation style. As he can attest, he's stated many of his videos take more than 8 hours or more to fully put together. A lot of SnyderBros channels can't relate. They don't exactly prepare news or edit. They turn the camera on, record off-the-cuff slop, and off the wall, regurgitating cosmic book news from Matt McGloin. McGloin, I just keep making that name mistake, savvy. To start, I'll mention that I see some of the wackiest rumors about my channel. Some have gone as far as saying, I am James Gunn himself because of some proof. I've worked in a capacity with WB and DC-related marketing ridiculous, as if there aren't thousands of employees for many large corporations. As I've said before, and I'll repeat now, people work within industries that interest them just because I've had public conversations with Robert Burnett, who presently doesn't even work in any capacity with the DCU and James Gunn. That's not proof of being a shill. That's just Harsh Critics channel, slinging propaganda. Harsh is mad because I point out misinformation and flat-out fake insider-cited BS, which some of these SnyderBros channels are unintentional minions for cosmic book news, shilling for the Restore Snyder crowd subs. He likes to peddle any crap he can that's anti-Gunn and pro-Snyder.
I don't care if it takes a billion years in the fucking afterlife until the SnyderVerse is restored. They're going to restore the SnyderVerse. So if David Ellison, if you listening, fuck with us and find out, bruh.
For his grifting nonsense, one of the comments floating around apparently is that I'm debunking Snyder-centric channels out of a marketing contract to run distraction and discredit them, or that I could have monetized my channel some time back, but avoiding due to some copyright freedom and being paid already. But I digress. On Mr. Phenom's point here about my civil post, I'll give it context from my perspective.
1 minute you're calling me a clown, the next minute you're trying to be nice. Do you see how toxic the DCU fans are? And they call the SnyderBros, the Snyder cultists, toxic. And I didn't know who this person was. I've heard harsh critics talk about him. I could care less. I stay in my own lane. I don't bother nobody. Half these people making videos about me, I really don't care. You can say what you want to say. I stay in my own lane. But I happened to click on Movie Hubbub's channel. Go look at his his newest video he put out and go read the comments. Look at how toxic the DCU fans are. They are toxic as hell, but they call the Snyder fans toxic. And Zack Snyder came out and said, what do you think about people who call the Snyder fans toxic? They can go fuck themselves because they help save lives. And that's facts. And I agree with Zack Snyder 100% there.
This is a two things can be true moment. So, yes, if you are knowingly posting cosmic book news talked on as a source for Saudis somehow involved with replacing Gunn and restoring with Zack Snyder, that's a clown take to me. As much as you are following Gunn and Snyder stories as your focus, by now, you should have caught how erroneous the reports are from there. At the same time, I can separate that and say, good for you that going to the gym is part of your lifestyle. I'll guess I'm around 5-10 years older than you. I'm just saying, as you start paving a work career and have a family with little ones, that's a great habit to have. Not every comment has to be facetious. That doesn't mean I'm afraid of good-natured sarcasm and maybe a touch of snark. So no, I'm not going to wish ill will on you. I can disagree on DCU versus DCEU items for sure, though. All Snyder-centric channels aren't the same. Shout out to Aaron Fisher in the sense,
Boom! Restored! Like we've been telling you for a long time.
that while we tend to disagree, I like that he spends time on multiple topics being covered in his presentation style. As for 4KO, whom we've had some back and forth videos, he is on the thin-skinned side to me. He doesn't mind to make a video about my channel, but when I debunk him, he kind of cries and runs. That's all I've seen reactionary-wise. Harsh critics? Well, he spends more time on Temu and Amazon purchases to decorate his office than actually create thoughtful content.
Back with another video while it's closed.
He has no charisma and presents like a substitute teacher that doesn't want to be there. As for you, Mr. Phenom, I would say you have a decent personality for presenting, but keep in mind when things are facts versus rumor and relay them as such. I cover misinformation being propped up by SnyderBros, as normies and more casual fans alike get fed blatant falsehoods too often. In this slogan and mud-slinging time of the Restore SnyderVerse group, the DCU is one film in, and some of you guys don't care if tactics are dishonest or not. So yes, when that's the case, it is indeed toxic on your fandom end. Seriously, all the toxic SnyderBro fringe does is come up with conspiracy ideas at this point. I get it, your Snyder DCAU flopverse has copium piling up, like dollar bills to a woman named Candy at a strip joint.
What?
Lift them. Hey, lift my stocking.
Hey, lip them, lip them. What?
It's hard for you without an active DC verse and no Snyder DC movies in development. Meanwhile, James Gunn's DCU has new stuff in production and movies with solid release dates actually on the way for DC. You have Cope in the form of Snyder's latest Instagram picture, looking more like ashes of a flop verse, but you wish to paint them as news never stated. Apparently, every picture released needs decoded.
And remember, Zack Snyder posted these same type of hints before Zack Snyder Justice League released. So, just have a little bit more patience, and we are almost there, baby. We are almost there.
As it must be confirmation of a restore, would I watch a Zack Snyder movie or DC verse if he were in charge? Yes. Is that contradictory? No, I've actually long stated I want to see how the DCU under Gunn pans out, but as a DC fan, I'm always giving whatever iteration is going on a chance. You think I was glad to dislike Batman v Superman? Hell no. That was a painfully bad movie. It was a disappointment and setback for the DCEU SnyderVerse. After the last 5 years of the verse Zack Snyder established, struggled to hit the 300 million per movie average. I was ready for change. Mr. Phenom probably doesn't even realize I supported the Snyder cut of Justice League. I just recognized the verse itself became a mess, and when Gunn was brought in, I knew it was time for the rebooted verse to get going. Again, some of the people who supported the release Snyder cut of Justice League effort do not support restoring the SnyderVerse now. It's not all the same faction of support as many of us moved on to the DCU. As for Tyrone Magnus, it's not like I'm afraid to point out where I disagree with larger channels. I've done reaction and debunks on the Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic before, as well as Grace Randolph, Mr. H, and others. Tyrone isn't a niche channel who follows the Gunn and Snyder stories as closely as we do. I don't know if he's aware of Cosmic Book. We'll call that crook. News is likely faking insider knowledge, or if he takes it at face value. I think you are aware as closely as you follow everything DCU and SnyderVerse. Tyrone has the Riz in spades and gets views with a huge audience because he's interesting and, in my opinion, charismatic and funny with his commentary on pop culture. I don't agree with all his Snyder takes, but I know he doesn't need him for views. I know he has come straight out to say he is not and won't be a wallets closed supporter. Mr. Phenom, you and yes, I are niche channels on opposing viewpoints, but nonetheless that don't have the broad audience of Tyrone Magnus, and that's okay. Just don't lie to yourself or your audience, though, as when you do a non-Snyder and or non-Gunn topic, your video has like 15% of the views or so. You use Cosmic Crook News as the Snyder Bro Bible.
We just have to wait for the official announcement and the confirmation. And you guys know I'm not going to sit here and BS you and be like, yeah, the SnyderVerse is back. No, not until it's official. It comes out of Zack's mouth, the actor's mouth, for somebody that we could believe. I'm always going to roll like that.
Oh, really? You have to wait on official news, you say? Well, check this out. You keep celebrating every Cosmic Crook story out there as if it is news already.
That is the article, ladies and gents. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, happy days. Oh, happy days. Oh, happy days.
A happy day you sing as if something happened? Nope, nothing.
The clock is ticking, and it's only a matter of time before we actually know that Zack Snyder is back to give us the SnyderVerse, and the SnyderVerse is restored. So, Zack liking these posts, Zack posting these pictures is all for a reason. Haters, go ahead, get ready. Go ahead, get ready to start punching the air, crying in your mama's basement. Just get ready, because you will be crying here soon that the SnyderVerse will be restored and Zack Snyder will be back. For the weird reason you want to hate anyways. I don't know why, but you just want to hate.
Yet you pretend this took place, so you are saying those who support the current active verse are hating on Restore SnyderVerse groupies that want to overthrow the DCU? Well, yes. I think it is reasonable to be supporting the current DC cinematic verse that is in place and not want to see it shelved. You Snyder Bros have an alternate reality where rage bait seems to take precedent over facts. Do you even realize the idea of firing Gunn to then hire Zack Snyder, who was already fired, is not only unlikely, but there's a greater chance that the end of the DCU would be shelving DC live action altogether. The Snyder cult fandom, which is a step past Snyder Bros even, are so toxically demanding that's not a fandom. A studio wants to bring back and listen to crying every time they don't get their exact way. Terms like Snyder Tard, Snyder Bot, Snyder Sexuals, Snyder Groupies, and others have been around because of that cult fringe being creeps off the deep end. That's the portion Zack Snyder doesn't even acknowledge exists because he knows how bad they make his fandom look. The Snyder cult tries to be gatekeepers to what people are allowed to be Snyder fans. There are plenty of my subscribers who have made positive comments about some Zack Snyder projects while interested in Gunn's DCU. There is, in fact, a toxic base that won't accept Snyder fans who moved on to the next active DC plan. Stop falling into the trap and get on the DCU train or get left behind, Snyder Bros. Maybe if you were working with Gunn, instead of bitching like crybabies about there being enough green in a teaser or telling people how to spend their money, he'd be more likely to collaborate with his friend Zack Snyder. It's not only Gunn who finds you guys toxic, it's literal full studios and corporations who see Snyder toxicity as lunatics of a fringe and cringe cult. That's my opinion on all of this. And hey, credit to Mr. Phenom having the guts to put his views out there without being a coward. Harsh critics talks up the masculinity of the SnyderVerse, but in the least masculine way, runs his channel scared of debating now.
If you're not trying to support my agenda and you're not going to abide by the rules that I set forth in the comment section, then you're going to be banned. So I done blocked a lot of you
He knows he can't compete in civil debate, blocking those who even disagree respectfully. I happen to have a small channel, which is a platform where he can't affect me saying my piece when he straight up spreads falsehoods. What we do in our niche is entertainment commentary. He simply can't step up and debate very well, which, by the way, can be a good way for dialogue between fans and actually fun for viewers. Harsh just doesn't have as high of the aptitude or any charisma to pull that off. So now and then he may take channel shots, but he can't debate substance.
You guys wanted to know, y'all wanted another shill video because you guys know who the shill are now. You know who they are. It's been proven that some of these people work for DC Studios like Movie Hub, who goes after channels like mine and Aaron Fisher's and anybody that has anything negative to say about DC Studios. And I get it. You know, you want to try to protect your company because that's how you get your money. But when you're doing it to mislead the audience, I have a problem with that. And I'm going to exploit all these shills because Movie Hub at this point is irrelevant. He works for DC Studios. He admitted that he works for DC Studios. But one thing he hasn't done, he hasn't made a video explaining why he came on this platform. Because if you look at his videos, 6 months ago when I blew up or whatnot, that's when he started to come on the scene again. And his channel isn't monetized, so you have to really question, why is he doing it? Why is he trying to hype up James Gunn? And we know why he's trying to do that, because he works for the studio. He works in a marketing department. So when I have subscribers saying, yeah, man, I went to go see the movie and I was really disappointed because these shills said it was good, I have a problem with that.
I think it's up to you with how your channel grows off the Snyder and Gunn niche, Mr. Phenom. You can separate rumor from facts and present with humor some riz and entertain, which may eventually broaden your reach as a personality. Or if you go to the harsh critics SnyderBros scale, you just end up looking like a bitter bro who couldn't look upbeat and happy with a Xanax smoothie. Don't become that miserable, let the old man get off the lawn type of guy. Just my opinion. I'm just a small channel who isn't riding the Restore Snyder slogan, which that crowd seeks out. With that harsh reality, it is today's hubbub. No SnyderVerse, no problem with wallets open. Take care of yourselves and others.